Chasing Hollywood body trends won't just wreck your self-esteem, they'll completely erase your identity. These aren't trends, they're traps. Unless you're living under a rock, you've probably seen tons of videos and articles commenting on the Wicked's cast body. People reacting to their appearance, saying they're noticeably thinner, that they look older, comparing them from their past to their present, even describing their appearance in pretty harsh terms, saying they look emaciated or gaunt, and people ringing the alarm bells and providing pretty critical commentary on their bodies. People worried, asking, is this healthy? What's happening behind the scenes? In this video, I want to talk about body type trends, how all of this stuff is made up, ways to protect yourself against brainwashing into mainstream body beauty standards culture, bring to light all of the different trends that we've seen in beauty standards, specifically in body types, and dive into even more ways that you can really learn to love and honor your body despite being bombarded by all of these messages we see in the media. Here's the bottom line. Body type trends don't change because they're healthier or more beautiful. They change because someone benefits from that shift, not you. Companies, industries, and systems. So you might be asking, why do they change in the first place? And well, it's a mix of economics, media, psychology, power structures. It's not random. It's engineered, it's recycled, and it's reinforced. The beauty industry needs trends so they can keep selling to you. New diets, new workouts, new surgeries, new clothes. The media is going to reflect and amplify whatever's making money in that moment. And because we're social creatures, we want to fit in. It's ingrained in our biology. We want to be a part of the group. It's called groupthink. We feel safer when we're accepted, when we're a part of the group. And once certain trends get engagement, they know they can just turn that out again and again and put it on repeat as time goes on through the decades. It's like what we saw in the 1950s with the small waist, the hourglass figure, very hyper feminine, to the 1980s where we saw a shift towards that iconic toned, more muscular fit look for women. It was driven more by the fitness and aerobics craze. It emphasized the look being toned and strong, while coexisting with a preference for a very slender, model-like physique. And shortly after, in the 2000s, seeing rail thin become the sought-after look. Looking thin and waif-like was a currency. It put people on a pedestal because they had the it and in body type. Remember, sis, just because a body type is trending right now doesn't mean that it's healthier. It just means that it's popular right now. It has nothing to do with what's healthy. In fact, focusing so much to that degree of trying to fit into a box and mold of a certain body type that may or may not even be natural or attainable for yourself is not healthy. It's okay to have body goals. It's okay to put effort towards, constructing your image a certain way. However, when we get too far over on the spectrum of body image, appearance, and superficialities versus authenticity, taking care of ourselves, functionality, when we get over too much to this side, we start to lose touch with who we are on the inside, what's authentic to us, what's healthy for us. We start to override our natural instincts for hunger cues, for what you may want to wear that day, for your self-talk and what you say to your body and the way you think you look. Social media, Hollywood, celebrity culture, all of that stuff is just making up the rules. Again, they want you to buy into a certain body type. They want you to think that you're not enough, that your arm flaps, that your belly rolls, that your double chin, that your hair, every single thing, your face, your lips, your eyes. It's such a trap. These aren't trends, they're traps. The predominant culture wants you to believe that you're not enough. They want you to have body goals, in the way that you're going to this opposite spectrum so that you'll buy and consume and feed your soul into a consumerism funnel of not enoughness. And darling, believe me when I say you are so enough. So I want to give you some valuable tools on how to love your body more, how to authentically move through the world without shame or guilt or feeling like you need to hide parts of yourself and your body. But before we do that, we're going to jump into just a few examples of different types of bodies that are put on pedestals and idolized throughout the world that you might not have thought of, that are completely different than anything you're going to see and have seen in the US. Number 1, Mauritania, a country in Africa. Here, a heavier body is considered the most beautiful form because it signifies wealth, abundance, the ability to bear children, being fertile, and family prosperity. Girls are even sometimes sent to fattening farms to gain weight quickly. Now, this is completely opposite from Western thinness culture, right? Number 2, in Japan, a place called Yeba, having slightly crooked teeth, snaggletooth, is becoming considered cute and youthful, and people even paid to have their teeth made crooked with cosmetic procedures. Why would they do this? Well, they say it looks playful, makes their face appear more childlike, and signals innocence. Also, completely opposite of bright white, perfect teeth, Western veneers we see here. 3, in various tribes in Africa, decorative scars carved into the skin are symbols of beauty, bravery, adulthood, and belonging. They view this pain of getting these scars as identity builders and a symbol of pride. And lastly, different places in Burma and Thailand will intentionally put rings around their neck to elongate their neck. Women wear stacked brass rings that push down the collarbone and ribs, creating the illusion of a very long neck. Why do they do this? It symbolizes beauty, grace, and tribal identity. An interesting note, the neck itself doesn't actually stretch. The rib cage actually collapses downwards. As you can see, across cultures, what is considered beautiful varies greatly. It's completely arbitrary and is almost always tied to status, power, identity, group belonging, cultural conditioning. And that's the whole point. If beauty standards are this random and this widely ranged across the spectrum of different types of bodies, the way they look, the way you manipulate them, if they can be changed this much, why chase them? I know. Well, I want to be liked. I want to be accepted in society. But I think it's also worth asking, is this harming me? Am I maintaining a level of wellness and health mentally and physically and spiritually? Does this align with who I am as a person? Am I being pressured to change my teeth? Am I being pressured to get surgery or injections? Only you can answer that for yourself. Instead of commenting on Ariana Grande is so skinny. Have you seen Cynthia Erivo? Have you seen Michelle, whatever? Oh my God, they're so real thin. And yes, thinness is coming back in the West, unfortunately. And yes, certain people are naturally very thin, and that is their body type, and that's them healthy. We are in the age of Ozempic and all these GLP-1s, and it comes back to look within. Are you eating a proper, nutritious, whole diet? Are you moving your body in a way that feels good and not killing it or putting it through a regimen that overworks it, that's not healthy? It's so natural to see these people that are famous and be interested in their lives, especially with someone like Ariana Grande. I mean, hello, she's like a totally different person. It's interesting, it's fun, we're curious. And we have no idea what she's going through. And just because you might see these different trends of different types of bodies coming to the rise again, people losing lots of weight, people maybe being on medications to lose that weight, doesn't mean that you need to change everything about what you're doing and to shrink yourself or eat less or hide parts of yourself to be loved. So how can you protect yourself from these body type trends, these beauty standards that are in our face all the time? Well, firstly, you can release this concept that there's some perfect body out there or that there's a perfect body fix for you. Having a different body type is not going to make you happier. Your life doesn't improve once you lose weight or build more muscle or get a bigger booty. It improves when your relationship with yourself improves. So neutralizing your relationship with your body and being aware, hyper aware of those negative thoughts that might come up. We all have different parts of our body that we don't like. I'm not a big fan of my arms or my tummy, and I could name other ones, and we all have those things that, we feel are like less than perfect or we wish we could tweak and change. But the beauty of it is there's nobody like me. There's nobody out there like you. I've come to really love my arms and love my belly. These are signature feminine traits. I'm a woman. If I were to carry a baby, these are all parts of me that would help protect and nurture the baby. And it's a beautiful thing about my body. And you have those things too. Something you deem as shameful or that you dislike, someone else might find immense beauty in. Make friends with your body. I'd encourage you to unfollow people on social media, wherever, that activate this sense of not enoughness or activate this sense of I need to be different. Follow more people that show their body unedited, that show the tummy rolls, that show the imperfections. People want to see more of that because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody wants to see fake, strange perfection in people all the time because that's not real. Normalize different bodies for yourself. If you have a thought of, oh my God, this part of my body, just pause and remember, okay, you're noticing this thought. It's okay. You don't have to accept that thought just because you thought it. You can breathe. You can remind yourself that this is my vessel. This is the channel I have for expression. You can talk to your body. There have been numerous studies that show talking to your body can really enhance healing properties. It can be so therapeutic. This isn't made up stuff. This is real scientific research that actually talking to different parts of your body, talking to injured parts. We're not really talking about injuries here, but if you're injured, you can send love, you can send gratitude. And that same thing goes to healthy working body parts, like, maybe your belly's kind of bigger and you don't like that, or you have larger legs and that bothers you. Send appreciation for those body parts that you don't like as much. What this does is it creates more flexibility in your thinking, and it creates a little more space, a little more openness, and it creates a doorway for acceptance. And that's really what we're looking for, right? Is body acceptance. Another thing you can do is to lower your content that you're consuming of appearance-driven content. This might be celebrity gossip, red carpet commentary, what I eat in a day from influencers, body comparison TikToks, even weight loss before and afters. Our brain can't resist comparison sometimes, so you can change the input and what you're consuming. Another really great thing is to ground your sense of self and body into body function, not form and aesthetic. So shifting from shape, size, and aesthetics to how your body feels, what it does for you, and how it helps you. Bringing awareness to what does your body do for you every day. Sometimes when I'm doing a gratitude practice, I think, wow, I have legs, I have arms, I have hands, I have a functioning brain, I have a throat, I have a voice. You know, some people don't have fingers, some people don't have legs. I mean, when you put it like that, it's like, how thankful are you that you can walk? So, just sending gratitude to those parts of your body that are functioning, they work, you know, just because they might not look exactly what you think they should look like doesn't mean they're not worth giving thanks to, doesn't mean they're not worthy. They're functioning, they serve a purpose, they're yours. And of course, always implementing nervous system regulation techniques if you're ever finding yourself spiraling into the comparison trap. Just putting hand over heart, both hands over heart, one hand belly. Just breathing in and out, long exhales, orienting yourself in the room. I'm in this room, I'm sitting in the chair. I can hear my heartbeat. I have legs. Noticing and recognizing the micro movements of maybe your hips or your neck. And what this does is it brings you back into the present, and it teaches you and your body and your nervous system that you're safe here. You can relax. You don't need to change anything at all about how you are, who you are, or what you look like. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. I hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed this video and what your takeaway was from it. My content is all about health, wellness, and reconnecting with yourself. And my main goal is to encourage you to be a little bit more conscious, to have more tools to love yourself, to be grounded in this crazy world. A huge part of my wellness journey has been decreasing my sugar intake. I used to be a full-on sugar addict, and I've successfully healed my relationship with sugar, and I run a group that helps other women get back into their body, reclaim their power, reclaim their boundaries with their health, with food, with their bodies, and learn to really embody their natural power, sovereignty, and find that neutrality around food and body. So if that interests you and you're a fellow recovering sugar addict or sugar addict, I would love to support you in my group. You can find all the links in my website, and until then, I'll see you next time.